The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene's alongside NFL draft needs for the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have the 8th overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft. Matt Rule and company, they are off to a great start. Look, I get that they were 5-11 last year, but honestly, I expected them to be worse than that. We saw a lot of good things. They've got a new quarterback now with Sam Howell coming over from the New York Jets. They've got the weapons and
Sam Darnold.
Who did I say?
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell. Sorry, Carolina. I've got that stuck in my head. Sam Darnold, excuse me. Coming
There are
over.
a lot of teams on the previous videos that they're looking to Sam Howell for next year.
Yes. Sam Darnold is now the quarterback. You got DJ Moore. You've got a lot of weapons on this offense. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey going to be carrying the load in the backfield. A lot of good things to look forward to the Carolina Panthers. Their immediate needs, though, they need to protect the quarterback. And I think a tackle only makes sense at number 8.
They already have the best set of receivers that Sam Darnold has ever played with. With DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, that's the best receivers he ever had. I think you're going to add another one. That's at the bottom. I'll get to that in a minute. I can't help but, I mean, we work for a Panthers radio network, an ESPN Radio affiliate here in Western North Carolina. I am shocked at how many Panthers fans want them to go defense early. Stop that. You have 9 guys that are going to be playing significant roles on your team that you've drafted in the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. You took 7 defensive players last year. You just traded 3 draft picks for Sam Darnold. You know what screwed him up with the Jets? I don't know if you can see this, but I'm a Jets fan. I watched it. You want me to tell you what screwed him up? They couldn't protect him for shit. Mm-hmm. And he decided to run and get hit and throw interceptions on the run. Penny Sewell, if he falls in your lap at 8, don't even wait for the clock to tick down.
Salivate.
Just have the card ready, and at 9:59 on the clock, hand it to Roger Goodell. Mm-hmm. There you go. No need to screw around. We're not taking calls. This is what we're doing. Penny Sewell would be the greatest home run. It would be my favorite pick of the first round. Mm-hmm. If he somehow fell to 8 as my third best player in this draft class, behind only Trevor Lawrence and Kyle Pitts, that's a home run for the Panthers. It's your biggest need. If he doesn't, if the Dolphins take him or whatever the case may be, I'm not averse to Rashawn Slater. I just don't think he's a left tackle. I never have. I think he's best suited as a guard. And then that leaves you with, Cam Irving or Greg Little or somebody at left tackle, which I just don't like. Mm-hmm. I'm not as sold on that. I think from there you start entertaining the idea of trading down, getting for a team that wants to get in front of the Denver Broncos, and then maybe you can come down and still wind up with Slater, or take Ali Vera Tucker from USC, or Christian Darrisaw, who I think can be a left tackle, or even Tevin Jenkins, the offensive lineman from Oklahoma State that I do think can be a left tackle in this league.
Could Moten move to the left side?
I don't think so. I think he's very well suited where he is. They need to find somebody that can be a left tackle. Mm-hmm. I call that the New York Giants theory, where you start trying to rearrange pieces and you take a valuable asset over here and put him over here, and now you have 2 less than ideal assets. Mm-hmm. Play guys where they're comfortable. Taylor Moten on the right, find a left tackle. There are a few of them in this draft. If you had to wait to the second round, then we're into like the Sam Cosmi, Liam Eichenberg out of Notre Dame. You're going to come out of this draft with somebody that can play left tackle.
Mm-hmm. And in the second round, Asante Samuel Jr.
I'm a big fan of this kid. I think he works nicely on the other side of Dante Jackson. You can bring him along slow because you did sign A.J. Bouye. Mm-hmm. I'm not huge on them taking a corner here, but it seems like every bit of research I do says that the Panthers are all in on finding a corner because they don't believe in Troy Pride. Mm-hmm. I do. I did last year, and I will continue to. I think he's a good player in this. Will in time be a good player in this league. That's not where I would go, but it seems to be where they're trending on going.
They do not have a tight end.
No, and there are several of them in this draft. This tight end draft is shaping up to be better than I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. I'm obviously very high on Kyle Pitts. I love Hunter Long. Pat Freiermuth I like. Brevin Jordan's another guy I like. The best Sam Darnold I ever saw was when he had a tight end that could get open over the middle, big-bodied guy, athletic enough. Does that sound familiar? That sounds a lot like Brevin Jordan, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, guess who Brevin Jordan replaced at Miami? Chris Herndon. That same guy. Until Adam Googly-eyed dumbass Gase. Sorry. Talking about the Panthers.
Woosah.
Talking about the Panthers. I like Brevin Jordan in this offense a lot. I think he could play that Thaddeus Moss role from LSU because he's just athletic enough. He's just big enough. And none of it's super physically imposing, but I think he can be enough to be a very good tight end in this offense.
Last year in the draft, they hit a home run, did the Carolina Panthers, with Jeremy Chin at the safety
that hybrid
position.
linebacker safety thing. We need to come up with a name for that position. There's like 6 of them in this draft. There's like 5 already in the NFL.
Right.
That position needs a name.
The Simmons.
I'm going to work.
Can we name it after Isaiah Simmons?
No, he's the highest drafted of them all. But
Right. The Simmons position. Who is you say they take another safety? Or should take another safety this year?
I like Caden Stearns. I really do, because I look at the safety depth chart here. Jeremy Chin plays free safety. He's very rangy, but he also, he showed me something in the box more than I thought he would, because he is thin. I feel like he can be that Jamal Adams type, just the very mobile, do a lot of things, and Caden Stearns allows you to do that because he can play as a one-high safety. I look at Justin Burris. Yeah, he's a converted corner. He also played for the Jets. Right. I feel like my team keeps migrating down to Carolina. It seems like every time I look at a Panthers depth chart, there's about 5 more Jets that I remember very vividly.
As a native of North Carolina, I'm not surprised. This is where Yankees come to ruin everything we have. So
I don't agree with that at
all. The Carolina Panthers do have a very bright future. Matt Rule and company, I have all the faith in this front office to be able to put great talent on the field. I think last year's draft class, they did very well. This year, I'm excited to see what they can add. Keep that number 8 pick, add you a tackle. If it happens to be Penei Sewell, like
even
he said,
better.
Just fire it away.
Their last need, I think they need to replace Curtis Samuel as that motion slot guy.
Okay.
And I know a lot of people are going to say, DJ Moore can do that. Yes, but that's not where he's best suited. You need somebody that's really fast, that can tip off defense, that tips defenses to the quarterback. I've always said Sam Darnold needed that. Adam Gase did it less than any coach in the league. And I look at a guy like a Jalen Darden out of North Texas. He's stupidly fast. Level of competition is the biggest knock on him. Plus the fact he's 5'7.25", I think is how tall he measured it in his pro day. But he's ridiculously fast. He's a good route runner. He's so multiple that he's going to tip hands on defenses because you can't lose track of him. And I just think he would be an ideal replacement to Curtis Samuel. The best one would be Kadarius Toney, but I don't think you're going to have a shot at him. I think Jacksonville's going to take him at the beginning of the second round.
A lot of wide receivers in this draft class, and a lot of wide receivers that do just that. So you can
Best
get one
slot receiver draft I've ever seen, and it's not close.
We will be live in the Wicked Weed studio for all 3 days of the NFL draft. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here. Share it with your friends as well. April 29th, we will be live starting with our NFL draft coverage. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. Check out our friends Wicked Weed at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.